I'm traveling abroad right now, and I'm gonna use your credit card to pay for everything. What the hell is wrong with this card?
We can't settle the bill and now we're stuck here.
Finally, I can relax for a bit.
You've been swamped lately. Good work out there.
My name is Keiichi Sato. I was at a cafe doing some light work with my colleague, Noa Teshima. A call from Suguru? Hello?
Hey, Keiichi.
That's my younger brother, Suguru. With him and our father Shinpei and mother Naoko.
I'm traveling abroad right now with Mom and Dad. And I'm gonna use your credit card to pay for everything.
These first-class European hotels are amazing. They're gorgeous and the service is incredible. We're having such a great time.
Thanks, Keiichi. We really appreciate this.
Ah, so that's where one of my credit cards went. Suguru had it. But using someone else's credit card without permission is illegally...
You're a business owner, and you told me before that if I ever needed money, I could count on you. We're family, so there's no problem with me using it, right? I just wanted to give you a heads up. Anyway, gotta go.
Wait, hold on. God, they never listen. Always just thinking about themselves.
They said it was your credit card. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'll have another talk with Suguru about this. However, the next day...
Hey, Keiichi. What the hell is wrong with this card?
We can't settle the bill and now we're stuck here.
Waku Waku Real Estate's holiday ends tomorrow. Suguru's the sales manager. He's got meetings he needs to get to.
I tried to tell you yesterday, but you hung up on me without listening. That card has a spending limit set at $1,000.
$1,000?
You're the president and sales manager of Waku Waku Real Estate. And this is how you conduct yourselves? Couldn't you have predicted what would happen if you tried to use someone else's credit card?
Well...
It's set, so you absolutely can't spend more than that. Pay for what you spent with your own money. Also, what you did counts as credit card fraud. So we'll be having a conversation about that later. Be prepared. That's all.
$1,000 won't even cover last night's room charge. The front desk said it was fraudulent and blocked the card. So we can't even use that $1,000. I thought I could use Keiichi's card. So I booked a suite and ordered tons of room service.
What are we going to do, Suguru?
I have my own card, but I'll probably hit the limit right away. Don't you guys have cards?
I might be able to use mine for a little bit.
Same here. We have to figure out how to pay somehow or we won't be able to get back to Japan in time. We had first-class tickets for the flight back, but I guess we'll have to give that up and switch to economy.
I guess we don't have a choice.
4 days later.
Keiichi!
So, you made it back to Japan. Welcome home.
Because your card didn't work, we couldn't pay the hotel or any of the tourist spots, and we had to rebook our flights. We ended up getting back to Japan 3 days late, and because of that I had to cancel several business deals. What are you going to do about this?
That's your own fault. The whole idea of paying for everything with my credit card was wrong from the start.
Oh, well...
You also canceled your meeting with our company. Because you said you hadn't made it back to Japan yet, remember? You insisted on meeting right away. So I squeezed out 10 minutes for you. What do you want?
Well, I thought if I talked to Keiichi directly, it'd be easier to reschedule the meeting.
I figured as much. But Waku Waku Real Estate is a company that handles domestic real estate sales and rentals, right?
Our company provides due diligence and investigations for real estate. We mainly do building inspections, legal checks, and financial scheme audits. So I don't see how a real estate company would need us.
We recently started looking overseas. And we're trying to launch a business developing real estate with foreign investors. The overseas investor we're about to sign with has made it a condition that we must bring in a third-party due diligence company.
So you thought you'd rely on our company. But I'm sorry, if you want to reschedule the meeting, it won't be for several months at least.
What? Why does it have to be that far out?
The only reason we could schedule the meeting 3 days ago so quickly was because we happened to have an opening. The timing just worked out.
Our company works with domestic and international investors, so we usually book solid. Even today, I have to prepare for our next meeting, but you wanted to meet right away. That's why I could only spare enough time to talk outside the office. Don't you understand how much trouble you're causing, Keiichi?
Can't you do something? We're family.
We have lots of clients waiting for us. I can't show favoritism just because we're family. If you need a meeting, get in line like everyone else.
Oh, fine.
Oh, and one more thing.
What now?
About you guys using my credit card overseas. That's unauthorized possession and fraudulent use. The card company sent me a suspension notice, so I'm sure you couldn't even process payments. They're investigating it. Maybe you didn't mean any harm, but depending on how it goes, you could be facing criminal and civil liability. I'd prepare for the worst if I were you.
Okay. See you later. If I can't rely on Keiichi's company, I'll just find another due diligence firm. Marilyn's waiting for me anyway.
What? You weren't able to get a contract with Tokimeki Corporation?
Yeah, there was a bit of a mix-up and we couldn't meet. And rescheduling will take several months. But instead, a company called Jajan Corporation agreed to step in, so we'll go with them.
Look, if it's not Keiichi Sato from Tokimeki Corporation, there's no point. If he's not involved, I'm passing on this investment.
Huh? Why does it have to be my bro? I mean, Mr. Keiichi Sato. I heard the person at Jajan Corporation is highly skilled too.
Oh my! Keiichi is your brother. Keiichi is famous even among overseas investors as a due diligence professional. I've heard Miss Noah, who supports him, is also extremely capable. People say if you leave it to those two, you can't go wrong.
I see.
Waku Waku Real Estate is going to be doing more business with investors going forward, right? You should learn more about the industry. I'll be going now.
Understood. Thank you for your time today. Well, even if Marilyn didn't work, I still have other contractors. If I reach out to new investors, I'll figure something out.
However, several weeks later, we don't seem to have many contracts with overseas investors. Is everything okay?
Not being able to work with Keiichi's company is having more of an impact than I expected. But it's fine. The number of contracts didn't drop to 0. And I can expand through referrals from our current contractors.
Well, if you say so, then I guess it's okay. But I had no idea Keiichi was running such a big company.
Apparently, Tokimeki Corporation is a company Keiichi founded after going independent from Days Corporation, where he used to work. Through his connections before he went independent at Days Corporation, it's a company with an extensive network of domestic and international investors.
If I'd known it was such a big company, maybe I could have asked them to work out the schedule while I was stuck overseas. No, Jajan Corporation is a solid company. I'll make this work without relying on Keiichi.
That's the spirit.
The three of them believed things would work out somehow. At least they did, at the moment. Meanwhile, meeting with Max from the UK went well.
Nice work.
Keiichi, you're incredible! You're the president, but you're always out in the field closing deals. A lot of the investors are connections from my previous job at Days Corporation. And I'm the type who'd rather be out in the field than waiting in the president's office.
You really haven't changed since the old days.
All right, I'm going to go close some deals so I can keep up with you, Keiichi.
Sounds good. Take care.
Keiichi, are you okay?
What do you mean?
Well, I heard you don't get along well with your family, but it looks like you might end up working with them.
I do wonder sometimes if things would be different now if I'd built a better relationship with them. But
I'm on your side, Keiji. You can always count on me, okay?
yeah, thanks. Oh, right. Actually, I got a proposal from a famous investor. Could you look over the details?
Sure thing. I hope he stops trying to handle everything alone.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Jack. I've heard you're a major investor who's quite famous overseas. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us today. So, about the details.
About that, I'd like to cancel our investment discussion.
What? Why? We haven't even talked yet.
This is our first conversation, but I know who you are. I enjoy traveling abroad. A few weeks ago, I believe, you were at the Kirara Hotel overseas with your wife and son, weren't you?
Oh!
I overheard you on the phone. Something about trying to use your brother's credit card without permission. Employees splurging overseas on their days off. Using someone else's credit card without permission. You don't seem to understand how insane that is. Seeing that made me worry that there might be problems with your company's finances and internal controls.
No, I just borrowed the card from my brother. That's right. We ended up not being able to use it anyway, so we paid with my card and my son's.
The issue isn't whether you could use it or not. The problem is that you used it without permission to splurge. I'm sorry, but I can't trust you enough to invest.
No way. Okay, I understand. If your mind is made up, then there's nothing we can do. Thank you for your time today. I can't believe Jack saw that. Jack has a lot of connections with overseas investors, so I thought he'd introduce us to others. Yeah, this wasn't what we expected. Our sales team has been finding contractors little by little, so we'll just have to work from there. Right.
This is terrible, Suguru. Mr. Sato.
What's wrong?
We're getting calls from multiple overseas investors terminating their contracts. Our sales team tried to convince them, but they said they can't invest in a company with problematic leadership.
Did Jack's story reach the other investors? No way! We worked so hard to find those clients.
With all these contract terminations, we only have a few left.
Suguru, we can't afford to be picky anymore. To regain the investors' trust, our only option is to go to Tokimeki Corporation. Yeah, you're right. Let's go ask Keiichi. All three of us, with Mom too.
There's no way I can do anything on such short notice. If you want to sign a contract with us, you'll have to wait at least 6 months.
What? Last time you said it'd be a few months. The three of us came all the way to ask you. You don't have to be so cold about it, do you?
That's right, we're family.
Would family really try to pull something this outrageous?
Ugh.
Well, you know, have you ever heard of the concept of filial piety? Filial piety? What a convenient phrase. If I were Keiichi's family, I would never take advantage of his kindness like this. This is an important time for our company, too. If I were in your position, I'd support Keiichi so he could focus on his work.
Noah, does she really think of me like family?
And honestly, it's not just a 6-month wait. We can't work with Waka Waka Real Estate at all.
Why not?
You know Jack, the investor, right? We signed a contract with him recently, and he's introduced us to other real estate companies. After that, through Jack, we've been getting more and more overseas projects. Honestly, we have more work coming in than we can handle.
We also value our domestic projects. So of course we won't neglect our domestic investors either. But both our domestic and international investors are all saying the same thing. That Waka Waka Real Estate is a dangerous company.
No way. Even domestically?
Bad rumors spread fast.
If you were planning to expand your business with an eye toward overseas markets, you should have avoided reckless actions like committing fraud abroad. Being family doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Tokimeki Corporation is where it is today because we've handled every job seriously and honestly, no matter who the client is.
Partnering with Waku Waku Real Estate, which currently has a bad reputation in the industry, would damage our reputation too. Please leave.
Are you saying you're abandoning us?
That's right. You could at least help us.
You don't want to see us end up on the streets, do you, KG?
This is as good a time as any to say this. I'm cutting ties with the three of you. Using me when it's convenient, then playing the family card when you're in trouble, I'm done with it.
Stop using family as a shield.
Goodbye.
No. What are we going to do?
After that, Suguru and his parents were buried in debt from their overseas splurging and the repeated contract terminations. Employees left one after another, and eventually Suguru was the only employee remaining. The company went bankrupt.
Where did we go wrong? I can't believe the company I built could collapse so easily.
What are we going to do about this debt?
Finding work in the same industry will be difficult, so they'll probably struggle for a long time. Meanwhile, as for us, Noah, what you said before made me think. You don't think of me like family or something, do you? I mean, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
I do. So, do you want to become a real family?
Thank you. I'd love to.